Landyn Lewis, PGA teaching professional at the First Tee of Tucson, is the recipient of the Youth Player Development Award for the Southwest Section PGA. The honor recognizes a PGA professional who has displayed extraordinary and exemplary contributions and achievements in the area of youth player development. His passion for junior golf has shaped his career, serving as the tournament director for the Southern Arizona Junior Golf Association and as program and life skills director for the First Tee of Tucson. Landyn contributes his time to junior golf by hosting 18-hole tournaments throughout the year, manages 4 PGA Junior Golf Leagues, coaches a Ping Junior Interclub team, and hosts a rules clinic and skills challenge in preparation for the drive, chip, and putt competition with more than 170 junior participants in the local qualifying event. His mission is to ensure that every player coming through his program learns the valuable life lessons that the game of golf provides. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in welcoming and recognizing the Southwest PGA Youth Player Development Award honoree, Mr. Landyn Lewis.
I can honestly say that every job I've ever had has been in the golf business, and we all get started someplace. Right out of high school, you took a job in the player service attendant at Omni Tucson National. Is that where you knew you wanted to have a career in golf and become a PGA professional?
For the most part. I was supposed to go to the ASU PGM program. Plans fell through, and I actually got the job at Tucson National at the perfect time in my life. It was a month after my friend had been killed in Afghanistan, and It was really golf turned into an outlet for me. I was out there working those 5 a.m. shifts, getting off at noon, playing golf all day, coming back and do it again the next day, and I absolutely loved it. And took advantage of my opportunities there, and the people there had extraordinary mentors, Danny Medina, Charlie Lujan, who are here tonight, and really just picked their brains every single day. Probably annoyed them more than anything, but I was really just trying to learn as much as I can. And so I learned what a golf professional is from those guys.
They're very good examples, very good examples. So where did the passion for working with juniors come from, and when did it start?
I always knew I wanted to be some kind of coach. Growing up, my dad was a high school basketball coach. So living in the gym and being around his teams and wanting to be a leader. Always comfortable in leadership positions and always wanting to be a leader on no matter what team I was in my classes. It didn't matter what it was. So when I started coaching or teaching juniors at Tucson National for summer camps, I knew that was it. And then started volunteering for the First Tee, and that turned into where I'm at now, and couldn't be happier.
Very cool. So working with the First Tee of Phoenix, you're involved in a number of programs, including Drive, Chip and Putt, PGA Junior League, Ping, the Junior Interclub. You're the head of junior golf for the city of Tucson, is that right? And how gratifying is it for you to see juniors succeed both locally and nationally?
It's awesome. I know most of the junior golfers in Southern Arizona, and when they go play in a bigger event, and it's just cool to see how excited they are to come back and tell me about it. But even beyond that, it's when we see them excel off the golf course or really develop some social skills when they didn't have any, or when we hear their family members tell us that our junior program has been the best thing for their child. Those are bigger and better than any of the golf accomplishments that they'll get. That's
wonderful. It's a good feeling. Mark talked very eloquently on PGA Hope, and for you, it's more than working with juniors and teaching them life lessons through golf. But talk about your involvement in giving back to the community, and specifically the fundraising efforts for PGA Hope that you have a personal connection with.
Yeah, PGA Hope is an awesome program, and 5 years ago, actually, I started a fundraiser tournament for my buddy that was killed in Afghanistan to originally build a life-size statue of him at our high school down in Tucson. Now that was complete, we turned that into a scholarship fundraiser, and now we're actually going to turn into our own nonprofit. But the big thing about it is golf has done so much for me in my life. The least I can do is give back, especially to the men and women who served our country, and help them find the same outlet that I found in golf, and really help to improve their lives any way I can.
Well, that's wonderful, absolutely. At our board meetings, every time Danny comes up, he always talks about all the wonderful things that you guys are doing down there, and you're just an inspiration to all of us. So congratulations.
Thank you. Appreciate it.